How are you going to think about all these amazing business ideas when uhlele phone in sikhuluma nge-housewives for an hour? Hi guys, no.
I get you.
This is the Hustler's Corner.
Hello world, welcome to the Hustlers Corner. Shout out to all squatters and hustlers, brothers and sisters. Biko Miss Wuda from Johannesburg in South Africa. First up, straight to that shop sign. For those like buttons, let's click them on the count of 1, 2, 3. Click, 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 click. Thank you. Please click that subscription button as well. Click, because the community has to grow. And we've been growing. I want to appreciate Stefan, wherever he is. Shout out to Stefan from Ria and Blackstaff. He's contributed so much into this podcast as well. Shout outs to Justo. You are a pillar of strength. You have been the main contribution to why we are here. But the most important people is all of you guys, hustlers and squatters out there. Shout outs to Penuel, the Black Pen, and shout outs to Clico Boutique Hotel. We've been shooting our episodes here at this beautiful hotel out in Rosebank. The person I'm sitting with has been on the podcast. She's a friend of the podcast. She was here early days when it first started out.
Yeah.
Let me introduce her and do her justice to her profile. Guys, meet South Africa's most loved, multi-talented television chef. She's an entrepreneur, a cookbook author, best-selling author, by the way. She's a restaurateur. Her name is Ntabiseng Nti Ramabua, known to you and I as Chef Nti. She has been on a mission to celebrate, innovate, and share South African flavors and culinary culture with the world. She says, my journey with street food is a way of celebrating the strong women and men who go unrecognized. Ekasi. Think of the mamas who sell amakwenya, ko Alex, ko Soweto, ko Tembisa, ko Umlaze, Kukuletu. She's consistently ready at 6 o'clock in the morning to serve those long queues of people who are lining up for breakfast. Even during COVID times, our parents were out there putting in the work. Guys, Chef Nti is no stranger to entrepreneurship. She started businesses before. She's had a cleaning business before. She's had a facilities business before. She's had she'll actually share. She's been in the fashion industry because as the interview starts, I'd like for us to sort of summarize her story. For those who are looking for a full-on interview on her story, go watch that old episode that we did together. But in the beginning of this interview, we'll summarize a bit of her story for those who are not familiar with her. And then from there, we'll get into the conversation of the day. Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, hustlers and squatters, Chef Nti. Yeah. Poo, 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 poo. Dumelang le kae? Thank you.
Pleasure, and well done. I'm proud.
Oh, you mean of the podcast?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Listen, I am, even when I'm not looking for it, on my feed, everywhere, on my WhatsApp, there's always snippets on interviews. I mean, you bring such amazing people to the podcast, and it's today's modern day talk show.
Modern
for
day
us.
Talk shows,
Yeah?
yes.
I love it. I love how you tackle important issues, more South Africa. Important issues today, important issues that affect us as a people, because most podcasts focus on pop culture and it's just the frizzle and the nice things. But with you, I love that you go and talk about the difficult stuff,
And re godile, Nti,
Please.
Our children are watching, and we're also
Assembly.
not only inspiring but also encouraging, educating, informing younger people out there who follow us.
You
You know what I mean? We can't all be all about Mnati,
Sister.
Yeah.
Yo, sister.
Setse ke tlwaela le uncle.
Munna.
I'm waiting for time.
Nakile ka thola ma the other day.
Mama
Ke
sister
ra, Ai wena. How ma?
But I always say, like, we're really blessed. I believe we are the coolest parents.
What?
And let me mention, you look stunning.
Standard. So I've made up my mind in the last few years going into the culinary industry. I was just in my chef whites, and also when COVID happened, like everybody else, I also struggled, emotionally. And the way you see the change is just how you present yourself. So I've been very intentional, because now I'm smart, nice. So I've been very intentional. Or every time I present myself out to the world, please don't correct. So
Shout out to everyone, guys. On the description, I'm going to put in a link of that old interview. Click on it. Go check it out if you haven't checked it out yet. I'm also going to put in a link of Penuel's YouTube channel. Go follow Penuel. I'm also going to put in a link of my YouTube channel, DJ Spoo. Click on it. Go follow me. I'm also going to put in a link of... I haven't seen you on YouTube. Have you started a YouTube channel?
look, I do have a YouTube channel, and that's why I'm saying to you, I'm proud, because this is a lot of work. People don't realize, or beyond this, there's work that happens pre-production, there's work that happens post-production. There is a lot of work making sure this thing stays afloat, and that most of it koba consistent.
Yeah.
So I do have, but time, I'm
Yeah.
just focusing on other side of the business, and that's struggling. But I definitely want to make sure, like, I have a YouTube channel that literally, ebe, like the place you go to when you want to see what's happening in Kokahasi when it comes to food, because we have such a beautiful heritage, and you can tell a people's story by the way they eat. So it's always been my vision, guys. Wabo? Yeah, but we're coming.
So, I would like to partner with you on a YouTube channel, on a cooking YouTube channel, and us as the Hustlers Corner, we are evolving and growing our platform into becoming a podcast network.
I love it.
So the day you feel you're ready to start your cooking YouTube channel, there is already at least an established channel where it can live on,
I love
but it
that.
can also establish a life of its own. So we can use this platform. So go think about it.
Thank you. But I want to say to you, can we not cook? Can we take it to Kokahasi? Roba bonsa ko rekiswa ndikota, roba bonsa, because everybody is telling their story when it comes to food. Africans are not doing it. So I'm saying yes, but I want to go Kokahasi now.
So let me tell you, you don't have to ask me what to do. You must tell me what you want to do.
Okay, sharp. No
So
problem.
basically what
I'll
I'm
come
saying-
back. Okay.
I'm basically saying you've got a support base.
Thank you.
We are here. We can offer resources to shoot cameras.
Hey,
and then-
Mara, having brothers.
but it's because
I
we've
love
known each other
it.
for all these years.
I know.
And it's because I also admire and respect your work.
Thank you.
And it's because people like yourself need to be having such platforms. And me as an entrepreneur, I'm seeing an opportunity. I've been wanting to start a cooking platform on the podcast, but
I love
we didn't
it.
know whom we think can do a great job in that space. But
I see.
as you came today for an interview, I'm like, why didn't I think of Nti?
the
though?
whole
There it is, yes.
The
because
whole
we've got a podcast on Monday with Penuel, the Black Pen.
Okay.
It's called Virtual Mkuku. That's the one you're talking about. We tackle issues, politics,
Yeah.
business, whatever it
Yeah.
is. We've got a podcast that is launching very soon. That is going to be a financial services podcast or financial literacy podcast.
Okay.
We're going to have a podcast with a spiritual podcast.
Okay,
With some
please.
amazing people. I won't mention their names now.
Oh, but I love
And then
that.
we're also going to have another podcast. Let me also not mention. But basically, we are growing this Hustlers Corner into becoming a podcast network. So I would like for us to have that conversation.
Thank you. In fact, that solves my problem, because now my only challenge has always been the admin side of it. And you've got the infrastructure and you have all of that covered. So let's do it.
Yeah, when you'll just then handle the rest.
Yeah.
But just know
Yeah.
that the resources are there.
Amazing.
We'll just discuss it.
Siyabonga.
So that's what happens, guys, when you do business, right? An entrepreneur thinks like that, and deals sometimes get done when you're not expecting.
Yeah.
So we've just closed the deal in front of the camera.
Bare danko is thank you.
Danko means thank you. For those who don't know Nti, I mean,
Yes.
who is Chef Nti? Just a summary.
Chef Nti is a girl wa Kokahasi, ko Soweto, ko Tladi. I'm from a family of 3. I have 2 siblings, 2 other siblings. I'm the middle child. I love food. I am obsessed about just issues, Tabatu Babantu, as black people. I love the fact that I am living in South Africa today, because we are so, I don't want to say woke, but we are just on the forefront of owning who we are, and Nti is part of that narrative. I want you to look at me and feel proud, because I am representing you. I am telling your story when it wasn't told. I mean, as a chef, when I started, you would never see anyone on an international platform. I am on Food Network. It shows in 142 countries. Yeah, because everyone is telling their story. Everyone, I mean, you can switch on any channel, you'll find anything about Italian food, Mexican this, South American this, but there wasn't like just authentically African food. Kishapa body jollof. So now I'm just passionate about us. I'm just using myself as a vessel to just tell a story, you know. And right now I'm using TV. I'm an entrepreneur. So my channel now is food. Before food, I was in fashion. I was also in facilities management. I love to work. I love to commercialize things around me. Fashion happened because "Eish, ke rata diphahlo mara. Okay, how can I make money out of this? Yabo? Because I kept it nice, and then everyone's like, where did you get that?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, no, don't worry, I'll be the plug.
Yeah, I'll be the plan.
Yeah. Well, so Lekadijo, same thing. When I decided to move away from fashion, ke rata ho pheha. And I thought, okay, how can I make money out of this? So actually, I'm an entrepreneur to the core. Mara ke ngwanyana ko kasi, man. Ke se
Yeah.
sterolo ko kasi.
And I like the fact that you've dabbled in a couple of businesses before getting into food. I mean, some of them you didn't even touch. And you've also been into cleaning, right?
Cleaning, facilities management. I had a cleaning business. I cleaned for like government buildings. The one that I'm most proud of is during the World Cup, before and after match cleanup services, go the fan clubs. If you remember,
Yeah.
una need fan club, una need stadium, and I the matches at different. So yeah, I mean, I had cars, at least about 4 or 5 cars on the road with my cleaning business. Cleaning commercial buildings, cleaning the residential side, nearly mostly for, you know, with realtors, move in and move out services. When someone is renting an apartment, when they move out, the next person wants to find it looking as new. So we'll deep clean it and do like general maintenance. When you come in, it feels fresh, it feels clean. Yeah, so that's what I've done before I became a chef. When I decided to start my journey as a chef, I then walked away from everything and just focused on food only.
Yeah. Before we continue and come back to now, I also want to talk about your background.
Yeah.
Before venturing into entrepreneurship, you're in corporate South Africa, and I want to talk about as hustlers out there and entrepreneurs as we are, how important, or let me put it this way, how did your experience coming from corporate help you or shape you in becoming a better entrepreneur?
Oh, listen, you know, it's very important to save your time. But that's school fees, you know. So corporate for me was important because I learned everything I needed to run my business from corporate. Because remember, the corporate world, straight from, I mean, I see it with it's okay. I mean, you can be 22 and start a business and thrive, but there is value in being a student. There is value in just going out there and learning. So for now, my corporate journey ended SAA. I was with, my last job was with the South African Airlines. I was head of CSI department. Nekili Angelina Jolie wabona, so they would give me like millions
To do good work.
to do good work. And I loved it because coming from Kokasi, you know, even your neighbor needs help.
Yeah.
So it was very easy for me to identify, you know, communities that needed help. But corporate groomed me as a professional. Corporate also made me understand the importance of processes. Because now, let me make an example as someone in entertainment. You put in a proposal, and it's a big proposal. You don't understand, Hore. Sometimes there's financial year cycles. Ukenya proposal ya how kanti it's at the beginning of the financial year. People have already set out budgets for now until 2023. So even though they want to work with you, you're going to have to wait it out unless they identify budget for you on their ad hoc, because they've got that ad hoc. But if you're not in corporate, you don't understand that language, then you are demoralized, you know. So now coming from corporate, it also gives you, I mean, it helped me as a chef, because the first industry or the first place where I could go and find opportunities for me was corporate, because I knew how they worked. You know, I knew, okay, I can find short-term opportunities and then I can work ahead. You know, like I'm always working ahead. Like I'll put in proposals, or I'll put in, like, this is what I want to do. I know if I hit them at this time while they're still negotiating budget, they'll definitely find room for me. You know, but you can't learn those things unless you've been inside.
I get you. And also
Yeah.
relationships. I see a lot
100%.
of people my age now, in our 40s, we've known each other maybe from in our 20s, maybe from Kova City.
Yeah.
But now people, maybe they are supervisors, people are brand managers in certain companies.
Yeah.
People maybe are head of procurements.
Yeah.
And because you've kept good relations,
Yeah.
you're able to access certain opportunities from people you know.
True.
Because guys, in business, it's also about, it's very important, it's about who
Yeah.
you know.
True.
So build that network, build those people. Whether you're coming with them from varsity days or from when you're first starting to work at whatever company, create relationships. Don't be a prick, man.
Yeah.
Don't be somebody that nobody wants to associate
Yeah.
with, because maybe when you are rude, you're arrogant,
Yeah.
and you just don't want to have friends.
Yeah.
It does help to know people and create a
Yeah.
network, because at a later stage in your
Yeah.
life, you're going to have to go and mine that
Yeah.
network.
Yeah.
And it might be people who put you in certain positions,
Yeah,
you know?
I love that because that's what happened with me in my journey as a chef. I went back to mine, my network, the same people that I worked with in corporate. Hey guys, look, senyapheka manje. In your business, how do we find opportunities? But I want to say also to Dineo Odutsingo find town, because I always hear this from when I mentor young people. No, Mina, it's not working out because angazabantu, you know. I started from Kitlako Soweto. I didn't know anyone. You create your network. So be a person that's easy to work with. Be a person that goes the extra mile. People don't want to go the extra mile, you know, even though you are asked to. Also, ke sebedisa overtime in no, you know, be a team player, because that's the thing that will make someone remember you in the future when they have another opportunity. Right, man. Act like Dineo is easy to work with. Dineo goes the extra mile. Dineo, you know, and do work for free. People don't want to, even though you don't have money. Maybe then you have an issue at transport. Ask for money for transport. But in today's world, you work from home even. You know, there's opportunities where you can work remotely, but do work for free, because there you are then getting experience, you are building relationships, and experience only for free.
And let me mention that at the beginning of the podcast, I don't want young people to think, you see, that's how it happens. Bunta be saying they just get a podcast like that. They just sit libosbu. It didn't happen like that. It's because I already know her work. It's because I know her consistency over the years.
Yeah.
It's because even when she was branching into what she's doing, she came to me and said, Sbu, let's sit down. You understand entertainment better. Help me. How do I approach this social media space?
Yeah.
I want to go open a social media platform, different social medias, and
Yeah.
I want to rebrand. I want to be known now as Chef Nti.
Yeah.
And in just a few years, that's
Yeah.
what I know you for now. I know you as a food person. You've done so well
Yeah.
that when you're sitting here and I'm talking about a podcast, it's something
Yeah.
that I've had to apply my mind on.
I like that.
So when I invited you over the past couple of years, I've been applying my mind, and you tick every box.
Thank you.
So when I'm sitting here and being like, let's do the podcast,
Yeah.
it's not that easy,
Yeah.
but it's because her work has proven itself so
Yeah.
much that that's what's going to happen to you.
Yeah.
When you're so good at what you do, even if it's in cleaning toilets,
Yeah.
there's just going to be a time where you just sit and they just give you the work without even you having to sell yourself. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. And also be dependable. Like, I like how you say even cleaning toilets. You know how I got into the cleaning industry? Nekenani business in marketing and communications, go government. And then when you're in the corridors, no man, tender mole. And you submit for a tender, and people give you the opportunity because they trust you. They know what man. When I give this one a job, she won't let me down. You know, so sometimes even if you do not have the experience in a specific area, you know, you still can get opportunities based on the fact that you are this type of person. But I want to say, when I came to you, yes, one, because you're in entertainment, but I came to you because I was so inspired by the fact that you shift, man. Like, you are such a shapeshifter. Is that the right word? Also,
Reptilian shapeshift. Send my podcast, man. Sure.
before that, listen, you were in music and then you shifted into business and you were there on big platforms, you know, giving motivational talks in corporate. And I mean, I was like, no ways. This is the guy I need to speak to. Let me sit down. And that's important. Look at people around you. Inspiration thing around us. It's just that we don't want to come and tell you. Especially with us, black people. Look at the one close to you. Because half the time, all local TV, look at the one close to you. So now just love the fact that, man, here's a guy that I have access to, and this is what he's doing. So before I start my journey, I want to sit down with you and get into your head. And I'm glad I did, because I don't know if you remember, then I was still in culinary school. Chef, Marrakesho, Usbuda ati leti phone. So
I remember we had Maslow.
We had Maslow.
Downstairs at the restaurant, they
had
had
to
a
bring your
meeting there.
Bring your Instagram.
Yeah.
Let's change your profile to Chef Unti.
Oh, now I remember.
I'm not a chef yet. I haven't graduated. I don't know. This is gonna make sure you graduate.
You are now a chef.
You are now a chef.
Wow, I remember.
Kila abantu bazothi, no problem. Let's go. Chef Unti. Let's see.
Oh, wow, I remember
Yeah.
that.
So you definitely gave birth to,
Yes.
the boldness.
Now,
of
what I love
me.
about you, you went on and succeeded. You're succeeding. You've built such an
course.
amazing brand.
What?
Now, let's talk about the evolution of a brand. It's something I can
Yeah.
talk about the whole day. I've done it a couple of times in my life. And I want you to share how you did it. I mean, some of the things that
Yeah.
people should look out for when branding themselves simultaneously with their business.
Yeah.
Especially if your business is also your personal
Yeah.
skill, which is a talent.
Yeah.
How did you do that?
So for me, it's always start with what you have. I work with what I have. Start with what you have. So the first thing was, okay, I cook. I love to cook, but I need to have something that can give me credibility in this community. So I'll go back to school. That was one. And while I'm at school, I am gonna cook and post every day. I mean, back in the day, I would cook and post. Okay, the digital platform is booming. Let me open a blog. I remember I opened a blog. P.S. I cooked this. Let me open a blog and just tell food stories, So that was me then. Okay, then when you get into the kitchen, hauna di apron. The apron tsa ke di tholang ko di shopong, ne le tsele tsa bo mama, nothing cute, and I'm always looking nice. And I thought, okay, this is an opportunity for me to do aprons for girls like me. Because onane ha bi ko ntlung mo lo batla mo phegela, but you still want him to be like, ntse le ko kitchening, Okay, sharp. And then I started with a collection of the aprons. Continued, I mentioned my corporate clients, went back, what do you have, Nti? What do you have? Okay, let me look at my network. I need business opportunities. I started knocking on doors now for influencer work, and at the time it wasn't even strong, or maybe not even there when it comes to food. Chefs were not influencing. I mean, I never ke ntse ke pheha ke posta ko Instagram or no man chefs
I remember you were one of the early ones,
yeah chefs were not doing that, but I went to Mayo. I grew up eating Mayo. Guys, this thing, do you understand what people need to shift their relationship mentally with this? This is a drinking yogurt. They should have it with their cereal. They should make panna cottas with it. Don't you want me to just partner with you and let me show you what we can do? Okay, sharp. And it turned out they had a roadshow in Nebayetsa Lekhanyi at the time. They included me. And then from there, so it's just working with what you have. This is how you grow your brand. And from then, I didn't even need to go and knock on doors. Other brands were coming to me. I went to Tiger Brands. Guys, okay, I see you are doing things on print and. Can we consider this platform? Oh, okay, tell us. Because everyone, what people are not understanding is that everyone is looking for someone to help them shine, So if you have an idea that you think will work, don't be shy. Go and knock on that door. Went back and I got opportunities, and I remember when I started, I worked from home, and I got a big contract from Tiger Brands nationally. It was an in-store competition. People would win a lunch with a chef across the country. So now I had to have chefs across the country. I think I had a team of chefs, about my 23, some in Cape Town, some in Durban, some here. And then I couldn't work from home anymore. Went to Maboneng, I was looking for a place, went to Maboneng, I found Taste Kitchen, the spot, walked in, I thought, okay, this is nice. When I found the space, I wasn't looking to go into the restaurant industry now. I was just looking for space to house my chefs. So when we are cooking, because every weekend, chapela batho party, rona the Tiger Brands, with chefs and we are cooking, but we needed a space to cook from. I went to it, I was like, no, man, I mean, look, I'm right in the middle of everything that is happening more. Why not open a restaurant? Then I thought about it. Okay, if I do open a restaurant, what kind? Because you don't have to do what's been done, and that's the mistake that everybody does. My business model was COVID friendly, even before COVID, and I'll explain. Now my restaurant didn't allow walk-ins. We didn't have walk-ins. People thought it didn't make sense. My clientele was just corporate, and you come in and you book a place, you pay a lump sum, and we do 3 events in a week. We are covered for the entire month. And, for me, it was important because I knew I didn't want, because with a restaurant, you wake it up and you put it to sleep. You must be there 5 o'clock in the morning.
You have to hands on deck, no?
100%. And I knew I didn't want that. And that I knew that because I was coming from retail. Remember, I had 3 retail stores, so I understood how retail worked. I didn't want the whole idea of sitting and waiting for you to come and order for 250 the whole day. No, I'm not going to wait for you. I'll go and find my opportunities. And it was so beautiful because we packaged it to be would partner with Department of Tourism. So if you wanted to tell a beautiful story as South Africa, Taste Kitchen was where you went. Would partner with like a backpackers hotel in the community. Tourists, so they'll do a walkabout of Maboneng. Maboneng is like a melting pot of culture. So that worked. And once they're done with those activities, they come to Taste Kitchen. When you come in, I've got someone there playing like live music. Like I'm giving you an authentic South African story. Yeah, like recipes, my mom's recipe. I mean, as a South African from Ekasi, how nani celebration right? Like nice food, and you come in. It's such a beautiful. By the time we are done with you, like wow, these people have such beautiful lives, eh?
It's so incredible because you also mixed it with your love for art, because at some point you were...
I was gonna go there, yeah.
Let's talk about it, yeah. By the way, this is a podcast, we've got time. Let's go.
Yeah. So I have
No.
I
love listening and learning.
Okay. Yeah, so I mean, I love art. I've been collecting. I was blessed enough to collect from around 2012, actually 2009, because I have Magamo's work from 2009.
Yeah, I've got some Makamo work that I bought from you.
Yes, I curated. He was one of my clients. So I have such a decent collection of work. And before I became a chef, I had a beautiful big house and art all over the walls. So I had to downsize, and that story is in the other podcast that we did. So I had artwork that was in storage before I opened Taste Kitchen Maboneng. And I thought, no, man, then let's take this and, use these beautiful pieces of works, put them on the wall. And when people come in, just proudly South African artwork, people would come in. When they come in now, it's not just about food. You're coming in, it's proudly South African music. And then just this beautiful artwork on the wall, like every bit of the wall was just covered with just amazing South African artwork, and it helped to tell a story. You come in, you just learn about us as a people, you learn about our food, you see how artists are expressing themselves in South Africa today.
And I love the fact that you also are well traveled, right? And I encourage entrepreneurs to travel. Guys, when you've got a bit of money, sometimes
Please.
I used to upgrade. Every time when I've got money, I either upgrade to the next house or I upgrade to the better car. But then I grew. And then it came to a point where every time when I've got like cash, instead of spending it on I don't want to say luxurious things. Spending it on on things.
Yeah.
I would spend it on traveling.
And remember now, I said earlier, I work with what I have. So I'm like, Nti, you're collecting art, you have access to some of these artists, you've got access to spaces where you know you can buy art at a lower price and resell. Okay, Sharp, I'm curating art. I'm in South Africa. When I decided to go now and start over, I went to LA. I spent just under a year go LA. I took my dog. I tell that story all the time. And then my thing was, when I get there, what are you going to do for money? Okay, Sharp, Nti, what do you have? Okay, meaning access to artwork. Why not sell art? When I got there, got in touch with galleries in LA and sold art. And that's how I could, sustain myself. And that's how I could make money there. Nanekili, that girl go LA with the dog running through galleries from one gallery to another. Yo, there's a girl from Africa.
We pay fast.
I can't pay
And
fast.
that's what I like about you.
What?
Guys, this is entrepreneurship. But we pay fast to like Kutla.
No, hustler's corner. That's what hustling is.
That's what hustling is all about, right?
Yeah.
Getting out there.
Listen, work with what you have. There's always something around you can commercialize, and people are sleeping on that. So now as in LA, I use the time as just an opportunity to research, understand the food industry. And you may ask, why LA? In my opinion, if you want to see where the world is going, guys, Hollywood. They lead in many industries. So I went there, and then from there I learned, listen, people are telling their stories. People are telling their stories. This is my granny's recipe from 100 years ago. Dude. And people buy into your story. So I thought, okay, I'm going to do the same thing. Yeah, let me sell them cars because no one can do that better than me. I was fortunate enough to travel. I've traveled extensively. I've lived go Italy for 2 years. I've lived go Bari, Italy, Rize, Turkey. For years, I also got to experience their food. I love Mediterranean cuisine, but I know no one can tell my story better than me when it comes to food. Even though I ate Italian every day for 2 years, you won't believe me.
For 2 years?
Dude.
No, do that go nje, yeah.
Negidula ko Bari. Yeah, so negidula da for 2 years. I came back. When I came back, my family were like, "Jo, but congratulations." The way thing. Everyone thought I was expecting. Barosho, congratulations. Congratulations, guys. What do you mean? And I can't know now. They're the first ones to tell you. Congratulations. I'm feeling warm. Let me do this. Yeah, so I work with what you have. Don't think because go find town and in your little corner there. I know. Social media. There's a guy I see on TikTok. He vlogs. I don't know where, but he's in a Kuku. Babo. This guy is so proud of his story. And do you know, Hori, just that sense of pride is going to take him out of there. What's I was saying, I want to vlog, I want to rojang. No, how flo say, I want to rojang, I want to rojang. I walk carrying ya walk manje nyothenga song ke ugogo sekangiphe malini okay nyokuhlangana nobantu sky perfect.
Oh, is that the one who's always with his grandmother?
There's one that's always with his loyal
that
stoat.
one, not
Not that one. Not thanda ukulanza ugogo but naye ngiyamthanda like yes. I know stoaters.
Awusho mavusana vo. Not mavusana vo.
Ubani lo
Roko Pitoro udlala komkhukhu ngabulela eish.
Yeah, I think yeah, I think
VV akithi uyirahala.
I sing all go shapa bo our phone le ya no ke motsa ba busana vo oh tells you his story bra o sebetsa like yesterday I saw his vlog oh, avuga, yeah, okay, and then the next thing, I think he started vlogging about 10, and then boss wa mo phonela, hey, bathong, hey, ke late for mmereko, we're supposed to go in, I wasn't aware, okay, then he goes into work, wa fitla ka ba 11:30, o fitla ko sebetsang ko sekolong, wa cleaner. What cleaner? Like, just work with what you have, guys. Stop looking more social media. You'll get there, aspire, but just start here.
I get you.
Start here. Like, just work with what you have.
Books. At some point, you're like, okay, now I'm going to be an author.
Yes, sir. You guys, I'll keep saying, no one is telling a story for us. You know, I'm proud today in South Africa, when it comes to food, there's a lot of chefs. You know, there's a lot of us. Siyapheka, siyakutshela ngepapa, siyakutshela ngomkhodu, siyakutshela, like, we are proud. Our sandwiches, tikota, and all of that. So for me, it's always been my thing. I published a cookbook 2019, My Modern African Kitchen. It did exceptionally well. I'm busy now with my second cookbook. And hopefully by, say, end of the year or early next year, the book will be out. You know, it's very important to archive.
Oh, wow.
I know it's good luck, right?
It's good luck. Yeah, it's good luck. No, it's good luck, yeah.
Yeah, so books are important. You know, books are important. I think we'll appreciate them in the future years. Everything is digital now, but it's nice to have something you can touch.
I get you.
I remember you were saying with your, because I always, you know, I come to you for advice. I use people around me for inspiration. And I remember when I was talking to you about my cookbook, and you're like, Ndi, you don't understand. This is like your business card. That's the best way to introduce yourself.
Yeah.
And I feel bad that I didn't bring mine, you know. That's the best way to introduce yourself. You just...
By the way, guys, we're best-selling authors. So.
Yeah, you know.
Sometimes even but we are.
Mara, we are, guys. Best-selling authors, TV chefs on biggest platforms in the world. You know, Food Network is like, when
It's
it comes
huge
to
globally,
food.
yeah.
What?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, it may not be as huge in the country, but globally. I mean, I'll make you an example. When I started, before I was even on Food Network, I mean, I've always traveled. Miami, go somewhere, and then you're making conversation, and someone's like, so what do you do? I'm a chef from South Africa. Barisiba.
Siba Mtongana.
Yeah.
Shout out to my sister
Shout
Siba.
out
We're
to
so proud
Siba.
of you.
We are really proud. I mean, Siba paved the way for us.
Yeah.
Siba was the first
Yeah, she
on
was the
Food
first,
Network. So
on Food Network
yeah,
as well.
so that's why I'm trying to explain to you how big that platform is. There is no corner of the world. Hong Kong. But what do you do? I'm a chef from South Africa. The next thing out of their mouth, do you know Siba?
Are you serious?
I swear.
Wow.
Like legit.
Well, that's,
and that's
how big Food Network is.
huge. Siba. Don't play with Siba,
Wow.
Wena. Siba is a superstar.
That is incredible, eh?
Yeah, that platform is insane. Yeah, I mean, the top 5 chefs in the world are on Food Network. I mean, it's given us your Gordon Ramsays, you know.
Oh, I get you.
Yeah,
I get you.
yeah.
And where are you going with this food business?
Sure. Now I wanna feed the continent. I'm inspired by your Dangotes, you know. It's a journey that I've started. I mean, 2 years ago, I started with my products, Gnani condiments like sauces, proudly South African sauces, because before then you could not find anything proudly South African again on the shelves when it comes to the sauces. So I've got like a creamy chakalaka sauce, ushatini, guys.
And what's the name of your brand?
It's under Taste Kitchen.
Oh, Taste Kitchen.
Yeah,
Okay.
Taste Kitchen, creamy chakalaka sauce. Ushatin. I know the next question someone will ask is, where do I find them?
Yeah.
They used to be available online. If you go on my Instagram, chef_Nti, you'll find my website. Chef
I'll put the link of her of all her
all of
social
those
media
things
handles
there,
on the description.
So now we are in talks with the retailer. So they've asked us to pull it back so that we can launch properly. We are in talks with the retailer. It's going to be available. You'll be able to walk into a store and buy them. So that's the first offering. But I really want to, like, for me, why not? Why must Tiger Brands do it alone? You know?
There's a big market, especially the food market.
Yeah. So food production. In fact, I'm in a space right now with my work where I've done like influencing and I love that space because it's carried us cabo COVID times. Wabo. But the truth is, if you look at your guys like David Hicks, you look at the guys like your Jan Hendricks, like these are restaurateurs, you know. These are people that are bringing solutions to communities. So I want to be able to come to Rosebank and give you what you didn't have. Wabo? Like come to Rosebank and walk into a nice place like you would Komabul, and then uthole magwinyanyana mara
Sophisticated.
elevated. Wabo? Nini uthole what ile plantain nyana like just something that represents the continent. I was really hurt when Chef Coco's restaurant Epicure closed because he had such a beautiful offering, Pan-African. So I feel like there's a gap, you know. So I also, I want to, like, I'm just in a space where just real difference, you know. I want to go into spaces where it's just not me that's blessed. When I have an opportunity, let's look at More Fire. It's such a beautiful thing. Wa driver mo strateng ke ole or mo di robotong mojita ole wa hasela o proud, you know. Yeah, like it's not just for you.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, so I want to go into spaces where when I'm finding an opportunity, and it's possible, like find an opportunity that creates, you know, for 100 other people.
I get you.
Yeah.
What inspires you? Or who inspires you?
Just being alive. Like I have moments where I'm like, because if you think about it, guys, it's like, why are we here? Like for me, it has to make sense. It has to count, you know. Like I want to make sure that my time here is again not just for me. What inspires me is where I come from, Kosoweto. Because a girl like me could not, with no connections, no this, no that, no that, but look at me today. So what inspires me is just doing it to show her, babes, umuhle, yes, mara akusebuhle kuphela, you know, there's something between your ears. Apply yourself beyond ubuhle, you know. Yeah, slay, queen, but slay. Wabo? Yeah. Okay, une mali, so what? Yeah. Akuse yakho. Iphe yakho wena, you know? What are you creating for yourself? So Mina, I just want to make sure this means something. I was looking go Twitter one time, and then there was this clip ya Thabo Mbeki. I think he was in his 30s, go London. I'm sure you've seen it. And this was just around when they were celebrating birthday. 80 or 70.
He was turning 80. I was there.
Dude.
I was invited. Thank you so much, and I want to appreciate the President's Foundation office. I'm humbled for the invite. I had a great time, and it was such an incredible feeling to see Ndate Thabo Mbeki turning 80, and just to see his friends there, and just the stories that were told there, even about Mama Mbeki, and just the caliber of people that were there. I was so inspired, and it also inspired me about what matters the most in life is about just bupelo, and just living to become a person of significance. I can't believe Ndate Thabo Mbeki is 80. And I just couldn't help but celebrate him and just think of his grandchildren and say, I'm sure they're very proud. Wow, that's my granddad, you know? Yeah, life is more important than anything.
But he has been, the agenda has been consistent since over 50 years ago.
Yeah. And when he was a young man, the class.
What?
He oozed class,
Ooh.
style, sophistication.
When he walked, like,
look
I was
up
like,
baby,
yes,
the confidence.
What?
Oh.
No, guys.
Guys, in his younger days,
Ah.
President Thabo Mbeki. Ah.
Yo, Ntate Thabo Mbeki.
You could see that he was groomed to become a president. Just that prowess.
Yeah.
You know, it's like he knew that, you know, this, I'm a man
It's in
of...
the knowing. Ne?
Yeah, it's in the character. It's in the knowing. You gotta know. You
Yeah.
like, for instance, you have to know.
100%.
I like everything that you've been saying in this interview.
Yeah.
One can see the confidence oozes.
Yeah.
You know, out of you, but at the same time, one can feel the humility as well.
Oh, of course.
There has to be that balance, because at the same time,
100%.
so you know, you can't just be an arrogant person.
So I have this, you know, when you are obviously doing well in your space, then you inspire people. So this lady chef that is inspired. Who say George? So also our chef is inspired by my work.
Yeah.
And we've been spending a bit of time together. Re go lunching. And she's asked me this over and over again. Why Osa? And then I'm like, okay, explain to me, you know, like the humility. You know, yeah, mara what's about why was I acting? Network. Babes, like, don't carry that on your head. You know, don't carry that on your head. And also, and also don't celebrate yesterday's successes. I don't know, like in my makeup, and I've never been about, I forget even. People will remind me. Oh, okay, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's why when I lost all the other businesses before I became a chef, it didn't affect me because I didn't identify with it. Like, I wasn't an entrepreneur, a fashionista, owner my shop, or Melrose Arch. Yeah, I mean, I worked, I did all of that. But when it was gone, nothing in me felt like there was nothing missing in me. So in the same way, like, you know, do beautiful work, but don't identify with it as...
Get off your high horse, man. You know? Be approachable, man.
Yeah.
You're living with other people, especially people who want to be where you are. As much as you recognize your greatness, but
but dude, beyond that, COVID showed us as an
It showed us.
equalizer.
like, you are just 3 months away.
I know. Everybody was humbled by COVID. So, unless who's Tesla, Elon. Unless Elon, because whatever happens, they're still.
Wealth sometimes in bless you. Wealth sometimes in so
and that wealth can disappear overnight even.
Yeah, it can.
Yeah. Mina ngithanda COVID. I loved it for that because what an equalizer.
We're all brought back down to Mother Earth.
100%. You come and introduce yourself, Musiso.
I always do.
Yes, but sing yeah. DJ Smooth. Wait.
So back to being. And I like that as well. But then you as a person, you have to bounce back. You have to have it in you to want to bounce back. And you have to tell yourself, I'm not attached to anything of this world. You know? No, it's over there.
Thank you. Yeah. I thought it felt,
And I can be put, there's a song that Jay-Z, put me anywhere on God's green earth.
What?
Triple my worth.
What?
Like ngangifaka noma kuyiphi industry, ngangibeka noma kuphi, ngizoqala futhi ngibuye.
Khuluma ngani?
Yeah, like I was born for this.
Ngizoqala ngithengisele lezi zinto lezi. Ngathi zi special.
Njalo.
Ungiphi 100 rand for le. A1.
And I like that because this is an entrepreneur's platform.
Yeah.
You have to be able to know how to bounce back.
What?
There is no shame in dumbing down or in downgrading or in shutting down something that you can see it's no longer working, it's just draining you money, and start again. And you always come back, you know?
And you know, when you are in a season of bouncing, we move too much by emotions, I guess, because we are human beings. Yes, it's the most uncomfortable thing, but if you just see it through, lay your process, it's such a gratifying feeling when you look back at, oh, girl, look at you. Like for me, like the one thing I'm most proud of is, like you didn't, when business went under, you didn't say, you know, I started over. I was humble. I worked with what I had. Being manager, 50 rand in 2 weeks. Food, transport, gula 50 rand. Something must give, yabo. And I was okay. And actually, I was my happiest because that moment taught me to appreciate the little things. Like, guys, we fast too much. The little things. So, mawile, babe, do it with, like, okay, tate, yabo. Yeah, and just...
Excuse me.
But we must keep moving.
Buyela stratini ngawuthengisa imofaya and
Qala something.
Tabise ngawuthengisa epre.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ngathi okay ngwile. Oh niyangilakha aku right.
Yeah.
Grand nginboniseni ukuthi ngi kuze kanjani ukuthi ngibe u DJ sibuthi nginibonise ngalithatha ikorokoti ngathatha amasuti ngawalahlela le ngafaka iteki.
Yeah.
Ngafaka ibhathi. No Theo Rathambeka saqala uTheo wathi Khotman ngicela ugqoke le teki nithi lilethe la all star yethu enjalo bazolazi le teki ngafaka ibhathi ngathatha imofaya erenkeni nangekho erenkeni ngaye emarketsheni
listen
ngathi mofaya run. What does this guy's confidence come from? That's the thing when you're getting yourself back from the ground. Uwe uzithintithe ubayeke bakuhleke yazi umama Mbeka thini enthabiseni arouse kawara kabona chin up ngwanaka hlapa wemotlo tsama you'll come back. And you'll come back even stronger.
Thank you. Bona. In fact, Agere scripture says he sets a table before you in the presence. So maso ne audience, you know good it's about to pop. I say pop again. Because I'm getting the audience in the presence. Okay, no problem. Let's go. Bugani. I mean, Nami, I remember with the retail business when everything ended. Ooh, who Shem? Oh, who? Shemina? Oh, guys, I don't identify, you know. I don't identify with that. That time I'm pregnant, no chef Ntila. The vision is right here. Ngesikolweni ngihambuli sengifaka ama chef white faka le safety shoes lezi ezingaka ezisinda sama chef qala kabusha
from scratch.
I'm working at the section at the time mina isection bengi frequent isipasa khona every second week nje ngiyozi yabo lapho ke I won't forget the story, I always tell it.
So you cook lapho so vela ngama uniform utawo akusuye lo besimserva la gqoka
Sunday. I know because I'm always humble, mina ngumuntu wabantu, so it was even easy, like people were like, oh, you know, no, loved me, best time ever. But it was the guests, because remember the guests are my friends now, the people that I socialized with. Sunday section has a buffet. Bangthi imalapha ngithi fanele kube nalo chef oyigadile lapho ufake nama hennets ufake ne makeup akunani namazipho yonke into. Hey man, this guy unama international guests uyamazi ngiyeza lapho se people now pretend like they don't know you. That happened.
Calls don't get answered anymore.
No, abantu
abasakwazi Ntabiseng. You Ntabiseng.
But that helped me. Let me tell you, it humbles you, but also we are too attached to abantu.
Izinto zomhlaba.
Yabo, so bangiphuma bonke baphuma ngathi good shot. You are giving me time to focus. Because anyway, I don't have time. Angithi manje ngibiza futhi for lunch, fanele ngiyothenga champagne. Injalo ake re mo Joburg ha le ya for lunch umuntu seka order ne champagne seka ivulile akakubuzanga ukuthi wena you can afford it ne budget.
No.
Uphuza amadlazi ayi3 yokusele ngaka but when the bill comes uzoyishare le bill.
Yeah.
Oh, so okay, good shot. Then don't call me ningangibizi because you are saving me money. Save it 3 hour, le 3 hour le fanele surviving ngayo for the whole month, you know. So yeah, sometimes like this people ay sinabangani abaningi nihlale efonini. Ooh, nothing puts me off like that one.
Yeah, I like this conversation and Tabi saying, you know, because people are going through the most out there. I like it when we strip ourselves and we become honest with the people. A lot of times we post so many beautiful things on social media that we forget to go to, you know, there's young people out there who want to know how did we attain those things, and also for them to know ukuthi izinto zomhlaba it's nothing, and ungaziluza like this.
Thank
But
you.
still noma uziluzile ungada next, you can still start again and bounce back, you know.
Yeah, but you see, if when your worth is around lezinto nazo lezomhlaba, when they go, then you feel like something is missing in your life,
Yeah.
you know. And also nangabantu man, just go through a season where you just purge. Akuhlali uyi-1 uthule ube yi-1 uzicabange. So how are you going to think about all these amazing business ideas when uhlele efonini sikhuluma nge-housewives for an hour sikhuluma hayi guys, no.
I get you.
Because your biggest asset is here, and people don't give them enough time. They don't give themselves enough time to be with themselves, you know. Yeah.
Self-introspection now.
Yeah.
Usually we ask our guests to talk about some of the books that have either changed their lives, or books that they would, maybe 3 books that they would recommend to our audiences out there.
Okay, so Mina, the first
Apart
book,
from your book.
yeah. So my first book, Mina, that changed my life. I read that when I was 16. Oh my gosh. The title is called Feel the Fear and Do It Anyway. Hey, young people, boldness, young. Because remember, in our journey through life, the one thing that we are not getting is an understanding of self. So sometimes you let fear cloud you. I'm shy, Mina. You know that's me. I'm not, you know. But so kuluma, see, stand there, talk. You know, feel uncomfortable. Let me tell you, when I started my journey as a chef, I found the Good Food and Wine Show. Biggest food event in the country. Huge international chefs, like the biggest chefs about Gordon Ramsay are there. But okay, we don't have room for you to do demos, but come MC. Have I ever MC'd in my life? Yo, Gila. I have never been on a stage, let alone a stage like that. Cape Town, Joburg, ngena girl. Yo, iphela iviki lonke ngibhize emireni. Ladies and gentlemen, ngiyapractice. But I did it. And I remember, I mean, you know, we like to be too comfortable. Get out of your comfort zone. Do something that terrifies you. Then you know you're growing.
And who is that book by? Let me write it
Let's
down.
find out.
What is the name again? Sorry.
Feel the fear and do it anyway.
Or Feel the Fear.
And
Okay,
do
Feel
it anyway.
The Fear and
do
do
it
it anyway.
anyway.
They're already Googling that. It's fine. And then let's get
Yeah.
into the next one.
I'm
do
a
it.
big Paulo Coelho.
Anyway, yeah. Sorry.
Okay, I
Paulo
would say
Coelho.
the laws of attraction, man.
Okay.
Yeah. The laws of attraction. As a girl was Ekasi.
I love how they were broken down on the secret.
Yeah, because you know when you come from the township, just that environment teaches you to, you know, move nje. Because I mean, mawubak thumo yestoro, maybe there's guys abadrivayo lapha ngemoto abazokudisturba. Yeah, but like you're in an environment, but you're somewhat. So I love it because it teaches you don't just be. There's room for everything. You know? Ungabi too smart than your boss in corporate. Some people fail to understand that. okay, mouse smarter than yena. Ungafika boardroom wena ufika ukhipha ama idea amazing angakashare naye. Uyafanele ashine.
So there's certain ways how you have to move. They on the art of war, don't outshine the master.
But a lot of people do that. It's my idea. Oh, and then someone said, I've heard people argue, umuntu abe head ukuthi boss ifikile yasho idea yami presenter a boardroom without even crediting me. Babe, it's not about you. Also credit money together as a team ukuthi ya ngiyabonga if nice, but even if they don't, at least you know ukuthi manje you're an ace to this person. Uyakunida.
And your time to shine is also coming.
It's not your time, serve, man.
Yes.
Why?
So
When you are just an assistant, marufuni boss to you,
I get you.
Yeah, so I love the laws of attraction because it's cool, you know? Yagu.
The last book
That
you'd recommend.
Breeder. Paula Coelho.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know it. Okay.
Yeah, Breeder. It's beautiful. Like you escape.
But Paulo Coelho is amazing.
Amazing. And I go back to his books over and over again, you know. Breeder is about this girl. I think she's on a spiritual journey, but there's a lot of life lessons. And that's what I love with Paulo Coelho, because there's a lot of life lessons. Like you go through the book, you go through a chapter, and then you sit and reflect. Oh, you know?
That is so incredible. I appreciate the
Yeah.
conversation.
Yeah.
And I would love for you to come. Actually, when she comes back, will probably be, it'll be on your podcast.
On my podcast, yes.
I'm serious about it, eh?
I'm serious too.
We'll apply your mind.
Yeah.
And then let's execute.
Okay, perfect. I
Yeah.
love that.
We'll fix it as we go.
Yeah, no, for sure.
I mean, this podcast has been the most imperfect platform ever. I mean, I've worked on the biggest, TV productions in this country, but this we've had to just get by with a few 3 cameras, and at some point we didn't have enough mics, but as you grow, things get better.
But that's also the life lesson, isn't it? Hayi ngifuna funding before I start a business. What funding? No one's gonna fund you. Ungakaqali. Just start where you are nje. Fumble, move. Just claim your space. The idea is just claim your space. So I like what you've just said, because people want to be ready. You never be ready. Do it. Qala.
And but what you focus on grows.
Umuntu othi ngine-business plan, hayi, what have you done?
Yeah.
I'm not reading a 10-page document mina. Ngibonise, ungakayenzi next. What have you done? Do something. Because that business plan will evolve anyway. Because unless it's tested, it's just,
It's
words
just a
on
piece of
paper.
paper.
And real, I'm a hustlers, foot, ne business plan, no Jersey, my business plan. Qhubeka ndoda.
Business plan is the grind.
Qhubeka
But let the work
ndoda.
speak for itself.
100%.
Put in the work,
Yeah, put in the work.
So I appreciate you so much. And before I let you go, I'd like for you to speak to the people, younger girls out there, and just people who've just been watching. And
Yeah.
I know it's cliche, but words of
Yeah.
advice are always important. I want you to look at them actually on the
Yeah.
lens. Look at them on the camera.
Mina, Sbu, I'm touched deeply by the current condition of East South Africa, the way we are. I have 2, my brother and my nephew in their 20s. Mangie lokshini, unemployment, yama youth, guys. Yo. In our time, at least you knew corporate was there to give you rumnyana, So I just want to encourage you and say, hey, kunzima, corporate has collapsed. Siyazi ukuthi you went to varsity, nifundile, kodwa umsebenzi ayikho. Start where you are. I'll make an example. Ngentwanami A1. Willie has been cutting hair from baseskolweni bangaga. Willie today has a salon. He employs people. Willie today ama-celebrity ayambiza, he travels to them. Willie sekathola nama-influencer gigs. Start where you are, even if it's just you uthengisa ama-chain uthola indawo nyana le town kuthengisa ama-chain uyastoka uthengisa ama-chain wenza i-profit e-50 rand. Be humble, forget us ku-social media sinamanga guys, that is make believe. Don't look at our social media and the life le perfect, because first of all, as we influence, we don't pay for any of it. Sonke siyagoisha, everybody is going bathini, like everybody is just going through the most. So find spaces that feed mental health yakho. Read, surround yourself with people abadreamayo. Yabona laba abadreamayo, adreame uzomhleke. That's the one you want to be friends with, because you want in your head an opportunity to escape your reality. I feel like South Africa is about difficult before things get better. Hang in there. It's not going to be like that forever. Hang in there. Just work with what you have. Work with what you have. Tengisa, yenza amagwinya, yenza ama-pizza. Okay, amagwinya sakagcwele ke. Yenza wena pizza, yabo, whatever. Just now you more fire, hambo tengisi more fire, but just don't sit, because the more you sit, kuyarastisha yabo. Social media, aboma TikTok, maybe just jump on those. You never know, maybe it works for you. And then, but just keep yourself. Don't be idle. But unga be idle. But shem, I understand that ikunzima. Mini young hater. Every time I go to Soweto, like, yo, young hater, man.
Yeah, it does hurt.
No, young hater, guys.
That's why we do this program, Osunti. We
Yeah.
just hope to this message reaches out to our young people out there. It's pretty tough out there, But then again, let's have a mindset of saying, okay, but then what's the solution? And to all of those who are selling more fire, that must not be your end. More fire is a start, but more fire, in you selling more fire, you must be able to know, Guti, there's my next move. Ngizothenga more fire ukuthi ngiraise imali engaka. Nangiqeda ukuyithola leyo mali, this is where I'm going, kanjalo. Don't just be in one place, Thengisa more fire when for the past 7 years you can't grow nayo ke. Even if you are selling it for 7 years, at least nangabe uqala uyithengisa estratini, but khula nayo ke. You know what I mean? Like supply or open a wholesale. But you have to have a vision to want to grow.
And ungabi ne-pride. Yabo, ungabi ne-pride. Hlale khona nithengisa amatamati if you must. Ungabi ne-pride. Ungabi nang uqale phansi wayethengisa ibri imofire. Like ungabi, because also what is this whole thing, your pride, man? What's that?
APS, abantu bazothini syndrome.
Ulambile. You are hungry. Abantu bazothini? Hamba koroba, if you must. Hamba koroba. Do something, do something. Yeah, do something. But it's gonna get better.
So thank you so much. We love you.
Love you too.
Congratulations on everything. Congratulations
thank you.
on the successful books. Congratulations on Taste Kitchen. Congratulations on your products. Congratulations on your businesses. Congratulations on building yourself as well as a brand. And you're succeeding so much. And congratulations on the Food Network. Congratulations on the good work you're doing in the townships with the people. And I'm looking forward to potentially collaborating with you and doing an incredible podcast.
I'm excited. In fact, in a podcast again, we'll be coming to the townships. Nina banama business ngokudla, obviously, because we are food people tonight. We'll be coming to the townships just to shine a light on you. Yabo. Into yakho yenza ihustle yakho nje. Yeah.
Thank you so much. We love you.
Love you.
Ladies and gentlemen, young
I have
people
a
are...
gift.
Oh, you've got a gift for me. Oh, thank you. Oh, ngiyabonga. Oh, wow. Ngiyabonga. I won't open it on camera, but guys, ngiyaleboga ne.
Yeah.
May you continue to grow.
But
May
don't
your
go into a
businesses grow.
king's house empty-handed.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah,
May
so
you continue thriving.
Amen.
May
Thank
you continue
you.
to win.
Thank you.
And may peace find your family,
Amen.
your mother.
Thank you.
And everything you touch may turn to Bitcoin.
Thank you. Thank you. When may God keep you for us. You don't know, like Usbu, just as a person, your light in this earth is like, I listen to guys talk about you, like ubapikra, yabo. Yeah. And also you know, we all love a comeback story. So may you continue to shine, because you are showing that guy, and shine in your honesty, because you're also honest with your story. Awusifihleli makunzima, you know. Yeah, because you are making it possible for a lot of our brothers to stand and have a voice.
Ngiyabonga.
Ukuthi azame naye ukuthi hayi man hayi le out.
And so can I.
Yeah. And yes, please continue encouraging us to hug trees.
Yeah. You also hug trees.
Yes,
I'm proud
people
of you.
don't
You
know
have
this.
to.
I'm always
You
in the
have to.
park. I'm always. Nature is beautiful, guys. Nature is the most beautiful. So I'm always hugging trees. Let me tell you this quick story. I have this Egyptian geese, la ngihlala khona, ise-packet, iyangazi, uyangilandela, I swear, like
Wow.
all the time, every day ngihlala nayo, but it's my special, angipost because it's my, yeah, so siyahlala phansi kwesihlahla, uyongimela uyangimela nasegeyithini.
That is
It's
so
the cutest thing.
yeah.
I feed him, and then he wants me to sit with him.
Wow.
Ah,
Beings of the world are alive, including trees, plants.
including trees.
Into
Yeah,
zikaNkulunkulu.
yeah.
So thank you. We love you.
Pleasure.
See you soon.
Yes.
Guys, see you on the next video.
This is the Hustler's Corner.